The words you speak have the power to make or break you. They shape your confidence, your energy, and your future. And when you begin to change your words, you begin to change your life. As Black women, many of us learned to speak to ourselves from a place of survival. We learned how to push through, how to endure, and how to be strong. We learned to correct ourselves before the world ever could. If you're ready to replace survival language with language that will cause you to thrive, then this message is for you. Welcome, Queen. I am Dr. Monique, and I am a life coach and an educator. But more than that, I am a woman who decided to reinvent my life after the age of 50. I went back to school, I started a new career, I took charge of my health and my mindset, and I am on a mission to help women just like you know that you can live your best life at any age or any stage. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever noticed the type of things you say to yourself when you're just really having a bad day and things aren't going well? Do you say things like, I'm so dumb, I never get anything right, nothing good ever happens to me? Sometimes you say things loud enough for others to hear, but most of the times, these are the things you say just quietly within yourself. But over time, these words don't just pass through your mind, they start to settle and really affect the woman you are and the woman you are becoming. Scripture and science both agree with this one truth. Our words shape our reality. And there are a number of ways that our words can shape those realities. We have self-talk, which is what this video is about. And these are the words that you speak to yourself often unconsciously. And then there are affirmations. Affirmations are intentional and they are repeated and they are designed to interrupt your self-talk so you can have more success. So this is part 1 of a series called Watch Your Mouth. Part 2 is all about affirmations and how you can on purpose interrupt negative self-talk, and I will link that in the description below. The Bible tells us that death and life are in the power of the tongue. This is so important because we have creative power in our tongue. So we get to create the good things as well as the bad. What you say repeatedly to yourself, whether you just say it within yourself or you say it out loud, it will bring forth fruit. So you have to be very, very careful. If you say things like, I'm stuck, I'm tired, I'll never get ahead, then don't be surprised if you're stuck and tired and you don't get ahead. But if you say things like, I'm getting better and better day by day, good things always happen to me, everything works out for my good, then don't be surprised if your days get better and things work out for your good. It's not rocket science. It's actually pretty simple. We're going to talk about why this happens and how we can change our language to change our life. Point number 1 is your words shape your internal world. Your words shapes the way your brain responds to life. So when you constantly say, I'm exhausted, I can't change, and I'm too old, you are affecting your brain. Your brain sees this as a threat and instantly goes into survival mode. When your brain is in survival mode, it can't plan, it can't think about the future. All it can do is think about how can I get through this particular moment. And this is one of the reasons why it's so hard to stay motivated. Point number 2 is that harsh talk can drain your spirit. If you're not gentle with your tongue, you can break your own spirit. Many of us were raised to believe that we need to correct ourselves, right? You need to stay humble, you need to stay in your place. You wanted to make sure you identified what was wrong with you before anybody else could. We started to believe that self-correction was one of the things that made us strong. So we were hard on ourselves. We required perfection. We also believed that being gentle with ourselves was a form of weakness. We couldn't let ourselves get away with anything because the world is not going to let us get away with anything. And again, that served us for a season. But if you're going to truly maximize your potential, if you're going to really go forth and do the things that you were created to do, to be the best version of yourself, to truly become her, then you're going to have to let that go. You're going to have some self-compassion, and it is okay. Treat yourself the way you would treat your best friend or your child, your sister. Have some compassion. You don't have to be so hard on yourself, because harsh language towards yourself, it doesn't make you stronger. It breaks your spirit. When your spirit is broken, consistency suffers, consistency fades, and you just don't have the courage to do anything. So be kind to yourself. Be encouraging. Gentle self-talk does not make you weak, but it does give you the ability to go forward with confidence. Point number 3 is that words don't just describe reality, they actually shape it. So it's not just what happens to you that shapes your reality, it's how you interpret the things that happen. That's why 2 women can go through the same experience, and it'll make one woman bitter and it'll make the other woman better. The woman who becomes better is because she knows that she has learned a lesson, she has gained wisdom. 2 people will have the same exact experience, and if they tell the story, you can hear how they're processing it. You can hear how their words are impacting their future. When negative things happen, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Is there any good that can come from this? This is not denial, but this is power. You have the power to shape your future, and you are actively using this power intentionally. Point number 4 is that survival language got you to where you are now, but it can't take you forward to the place where you need to be. So in our history, we had to learn how to survive. Historically, with American slavery, with Jim Crow laws, with segregation, with all of that, there are things that Black women had to learn how to do, had to learn how to say, had to learn how to speak in order to be able to survive. So I get it. I'm not putting anybody down. I've been there. There were so many times where even just being quiet, our silence kept us safe. Survival language now may sound more like, I don't have time to be concerned about myself. I have things to do. People are relying on me, and I don't have time to be concerned with my dreams and my goals. Too many people are depending on me. I will just push through. I'm going to get her done no matter what. I submit to you that it is time for you to start thriving, to start thinking of yourself, to start thinking of all of the things that you want to do, the things that you were created to do. What is your purpose, and how can you fulfill your purpose on this earth? What potential do you have, and how can you maximize your potential? It is time to quit just surviving. We are thriving up in here. So it is time for you to start speaking life over yourself and over your situation. Point number 5 is that you can retrain your self-talk. The good news is self-talk is not a personality trait. It's a skill. And just like with any skill, you can improve with practice. First of all, you have to start with awareness. You have to listen to what you're saying internally. And when you find yourself saying something negatively, you have to stop and ask, is this true? So for example, you may say, I can't do that. And then you stop and you ask yourself, is this true? And you may realize that other people are doing it. I guess if I really focused on it, I could do it. And so then you realize that that was a lie because you can do it. So then once you identify the lie, now you need to determine what is the truth. And then you repeat that truth. And the truth may be, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. The truth may be, if I practice, I can improve. Or I can really do it if I focus on it. The point is, you need to listen to what you're saying to yourself and make sure you're not sabotaging your life. And this way you can turn any type of negative self-talk into positive self-talk. So this affects you on a neurological level. It changes your brain. It affects your emotions so that you're able to be more motivated, and is absolutely transformational because it just changes your whole outlook on life. So this is so important that you hear yourself say the negative thing and then you switch it and you reframe it to something positive. Words don't just describe reality, they shape the reality that you walk into. And when your words change, your future changes. If you're ready to practice this daily, I invite you to listen to Daily Affirmations for Black Women Over 40. These are affirmations that I created that you can repeat after me so that you can start changing your self-talk. So you can start thinking like the queen that you are. So I'm excited for you. Go ahead and listen to that video and I will see you next time.